The intertidal zone. The intertidal zone is a biome made up of all the regions where the sea meets the shore and stretches from high tide to low tide marks. During the day, the intertidal zone is both covered by water and exposed to air. This biome, with its extremely changeable temperature, salinity, and moisture, is home to a variety of animal and plant species adapted to survive rough waves, full sunlight, and exposure to winds. The terrain of intertidal zone ranges from a rocky coastline studded with tide pools to a sandy beach to mud flats.
Tidal zone is characterized by water movement, which can range from gentle to violent depending on local weather conditions. In addition, standing bodies of water or tide pools often form, although these are rarely permanent features. Temperature variation is typically moderate. Air temperatures can range from below freezing to extremely hot, however. Salinity of the intertidal zone varies widely as well, as levels can be watered down by rainwater or runoff.
Kelp and other large marine plants are not often found in tide pools in large quantities, although they are important to the food chain and web. Producers such as algae and phytoplankton make up the base of the food pyramid. Numerous species of plants have adapted to life in the intertidal zone. Many species of algae call this region home, and some even possess gas-filled bladders that allow them to stay closer to the water surface. This allows access to sunlight more easily. Green, brown, and red algae and a number of flowering plants, including surf grasses and eel grasses, are found mostly in the lower levels of the tidal zone. Here are some sea anemones, green, brown, and red algae, and sea stars.
Animals in the lower tidal zone include echinoderms, like sea stars, that attach themselves to the rocks by the section of their tube feet to ensure they are not washed away by the changing tides. Nudibranchs, or sea slugs, also appear in the moist lower littoral zones and defend themselves by secreting a toxin and warning predators with their brightly colored bodies. Middle and lower tidal zones are home to abalone, chitons, mussels, sculpin, sea urchin, sea cucumber, shrimp, sponges, tubeworms, whelks, and fish, including the black-faced blenny. The high tide zone is home to hermit crabs and other crustaceans, which are sheltered from the high temperature range and dehydration by their shells. The spray zone houses acorn barnacles and limpets almost exclusively because of limited moisture.
The black abalone was listed as an endangered species in 2009. These hard-shelled edible marine snails were once abundant in rocky intertidal areas from Northern California to the tip of Baja, but their numbers plummeted in the mid-1980s due to a bacterial disease called withering syndrome. The decline became even more extreme with warming coastal waters, power plant discharges, overfishing and poaching, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Fisheries Service. Unlike most of the animals in the intertidal zone, which filter feed, the black abalone feeds on algae and generally spends its time in a single location. Their main natural predator are the sea otter, although they are eaten by fish and bat rays, which dislodge them from the rocks and swallow them, shell and all.